So many greats have raced on the track.
They're all set, racing.
The thought that in less than 6 months this could just be history. It could just be gone, like it was never here. And that's
just a construction site.
Yeah, just a construction site.
Yeah, look, the track's come up quite well.
Tash Greentree has been the CEO of Penrith's harness racing Paceway since 2019, but it's felt like home for a lot longer.
It's the sort of place where you come to do a job and it becomes a part of your soul.
Just over here to my right is Penrith Paceway, and just over there, that's Penrith Stadium. The future of both sites is now uncertain while the state government considers its plans for a $309 million stadium upgrade. It could see the existing stadium knocked down and rebuilt on the Paceway's land.
Absolutely gutted, lost for words. It was, totally unexpected.
Hey boss.
Nice to meet you.
Happy with the announcement?
Yeah, it's amazing. Yes.
This area, as you say, is going to change dramatically.
In December last year, the state government committed to build 4 suburban stadiums in New South Wales that would be publicly owned. Penrith MP Stuart Ayres announced his local stadium would be knocked down and rebuilt.
Full redevelopment of this facility, so everything that you see here will go and be replaced by a new venue.
Plans for 3 stadiums were scuttled in August, leaving only Penrith remaining.
I have over 1,000 people without a home based on the flooding that we've seen across New South Wales. When circumstances change, priorities change as well.
What I can't understand is why, of all the rugby league clubs, if you're going to pull back funding, I would pull back funding from Penrith first. They've got more money than they know what to do with.
In November last year, Ayres celebrated with his local NRL club, the Panthers, after its premiership win.
We can do whatever we want in this town. We can go wherever we want.
Penrith Stadium is the home ground for the Penrith Panthers.
Hopefully a new stadium in town in a couple of years. Let's hope, eh?
I'm local, most of our staff are local as well. We were very excited to see that the stadium had received the funding and that they were going to be getting a new field.
But after a business case for the upgrade was provided to Cabinet, these documents tabled in Parliament from April reveal that then Sports Minister Stuart Ayres ordered a fresh round of consultation with stakeholders.
We've had some meetings with Infrastructure New South Wales as well as the Minister for Sport that had provided us with the information that, there should be no impact onto our land, and if there was, it would be a win-win.
In July this year, Tash Greentree then received an unexpected phone call from a senior public servant.
He advised me that the government had made their decision to commence with the proposed acquisition of our land, and he would be sending me the documentation. I was floored. It's very rare that you get news where you've absolutely got no words left.
The Penrith Panthers pushed for the stadium to move to the Paceway to create more seating.
The Panthers say they want a new stadium big enough to accommodate 25,000 people. I've no doubt that they want that. Why aren't they paying for it?
The Panthers would need to commercially hire the new stadium from the government, which is now backtracking on the Paceway acquisition.
We are currently making a decision as to location and scope of the project, and that will be announced in the future.
It's facing pressure to reveal details of the cost.
What is the budget within that $309 million for land acquisition?
I don't accept the premise of the question. Now, whether there was an amount of a component for land acquisition, I can't say.
The Sports Minister Alastair Henskins declined an interview, but said the government was consulting on a range of options as part of the stadium redevelopment.
Without seeing a business case, we certainly don't understand why they need to build on a completely different site.
Shadow Sport Minister Julia Finn has called on the government to release its business case.
You shouldn't be in the business of writing blank cheques when you're a government that's $182 billion in debt.
When government officials met with Paceway representatives in May, then Minister Ayres wasn't present. But meeting minutes show a senior bureaucrat claimed it was Mr Ayres who suggested the best use of the Paceway would be to put the stadium on it. 3 days later, the meeting records were updated to remove the reference to Mr Ayres. Infrastructure New South Wales said it was standard practice for meeting minutes to go through a review process. Stuart Ayres says he's advocated for a new stadium as the local MP, but was not the sports minister when the government chose Penrith for the upgrade and was not involved in that decision. He said the Paceway is identified as the preferred redevelopment site in the business case to government. Tash Greentree remains defiant about the future of the Paceway.
We have to keep fighting. This place is worth it. It's worth every fight and every breath that we've got to keep going. I'm not going to stop now, not until the absolute last step is taken.